So this is a video to start showing you how to work in your book. So as you can see here, I've already put down some layers to obscure the type, and I have put down some blocks of collage color and then painted over them. And now I'm coming back in. The primary point of this video is to kind of talk about the different types of acrylic, how they work on the page. So I have three different sort of like thicknesses and levels of drag to the acrylic paint I'm using. The red is kind of in the middle. The black is almost towards ink in terms of drippiness. And then we have the white, which has the most drag or viscosity. So there's not really a good or a bad. It's just kind of like what you like, what will give you the effects that you're looking for the most. So if you see me kind of run through here with that like black line, it flows a lot better than that white line, which has a little more drag to it. So one thing I really like to do is be kind of as frugal as possible, and I reuse paint. So I am taking the paint I used for that previous page I just demoed, and I am putting it into one of my other books as a page basis. The other thing you'll notice is that I am fighting for my life here, trying to keep this book open. And that's because I forgot to clip the pages before I started. So, highly recommend doing that so you're not just like flipping your pages back open, getting acrylic paint where you don't actually want it, etc. So now here I am later in the day, having disposed of my trash, thoughtfully clipped my page, and now I can actually work. And here I'm showing you the three types of acrylic. So that black, the drippiest in that little tube, that red's kind of in the middle, and then again, that white is going to be your thickest and draggiest. So if you want something that has a very flat, smooth application, you're going to want something that's more fluid, more runny. If you want something that gives you a lot of texture, you're definitely going to lean more into heavy body. So in this situation, I'm actually mixing all of this together, which then is maybe a little counterproductive in terms of showing y'all how these paints function purely. But you can see with the predominantly white mixture, I'm getting a thicker application, and it's slower to put down actually than that black. You can just see when I'm dropping it down on the page, it flows a lot more smoothly. So that would tend to be something I would use more for lettering. Here I'm actually just like watering it down, which is something you can do on paper. And now I'm using that black, the inkiest, in more of a drawing way. I'm coming back in and dropping in these lines over the top of everything. So as you can see, this is kind of a process. This was 2 sessions of painting over 2 different days. And if you remember back to the beginning of the video, I started by building off of using the old paint from a previous project. Both of these pages were done in 2 different sections. So I put down an initial amount of paint, and then I came back in and did the detail work, or just a second layer, as you saw in the earlier parts of this demo. Before we go, one last thing I wanted to call attention to is how you can use thicker acrylic paint as glue. So this can be really great if you have things that you want to glue into your book and you're already in the process of painting. Instead of using a separate glue, you can just use that paint to glue things down. So check out the assignment sheet. This week, what I'm asking is for you to start altering your book. Give acrylic paint a try in one of its various forms, whether it's thick or thin, whether you're using it by yourself or maybe using it in a more mixed media context, like most of the examples I showed here. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much.